Hello, it has been a while. We are now in our new house, and I'm going to give you a tour of it. It needs everything doing to it. This weekend we are busy doing carpets. We're busy. And we are also just taking down old shelves and starting to work out what we need to do. The house has so much potential, but it's old, it's been unloved, it needs a damp-proof treatment, it needs a plumber to come and look at things, it needs the gutters clearing, it needs the windows replacing, and everywhere needs decorating. But it's an incredible space, and a space that we envisage being in for a really long time. But it's been a hot minute since we've been online, and we were meant to post our bath video, which I am going to do, but in a really sad and shocking change of circumstances, my mum passed away in the middle of November. And so we've had a lot of time to grieve and to start to kind of think about what life looks like without my mum being in the world. And that's been really hard, and I'll talk about that on a different video, and talk about how I've coped with it, what it's like losing a parent. I've lost both of mine now, and I'm only 42, so I feel young to have lost them both. But there's been lots of exciting things that have happened as well that we chose not to film, including the fact that we got engaged. And so if you're interested in following along, we're going to be doing a huge house reno this year. We're also going to be planning a wedding and a honeymoon to Japan. We've got a trip to Disney World in February and March, which we're also intending to film. So I wanted to come on here today just to say hi. I've got no makeup on. My hair is greasy. I'm hot and sweaty because we're working on the house. But I want to try and keep these videos as real as possible. And we've got these masks on because we've been lifting up carpet, which is gross. And Tom is dismantling wardrobes, and I'm just kind of doing the odd bits that I feel I would be better suited to doing. So I've been taking old shelves down, taking down rails, and basically unscrewing lots of things. But I'm going to give you a tour of the house, and you're going to have to accept it in the state that it's in. There's a lot of cardboard boxes everywhere. We're not unpacking yet because we've got a lot of reno work to do. But we emptied our storage unit, and we are just starting to do the house up. Now, we're really lucky. For those that have followed us for a while, we have a flat in Hazelmere, which is also up for sale. Our intention is to sell that hopefully kind of by Easter if we can. And we're kind of living there with Roxy, our ragdoll cat, while we start all of the graft work in the house, as well as full-time jobs. So it's going to be busy. Just a house reno, a wedding to plan, a honeymoon to plan, but all really exciting, positive things in amidst some really sad news. So, yeah, we're going to give you a little tour now around the house. So obviously for security purposes, I won't show you the outside, but it's a double fronted Victorian property. And it's pretty cool. It's over 3 floors. So this is going to be a very little mini makeover, but this is our porch. And Tom insisted that we get the cat mat. Got to do things that make you happy. But we will be retiling out here, and I want to do a really nice fired earth tile, and also we'll have a new shoe cabinet going here as well, and we'll probably paint it a nice colour too. Now, as you come through the main entrance, we have a room here that, as you can see, has got some wonderful damp going on. All of the windows we do know need replacing. But this is our kind of snug room, which is going to be my study, and I'm super excited about this. So I'm going to have bookshelves all along that wall. I'm going to have a desk looking out to the window, and this is going to be like a command station where I have lots of notice boards and stuff. So that's really exciting. Opposite side of the door, you go up a little step and you have this room. And we are very lucky. This is like a bonus wild card room that we weren't expecting to get in our property. But we are going to make this into a music room. We are both avid musicians. Tom is an incredible guitarist and I sing. And so to have a space where we can do all things music is super exciting. So the intention being that we'll have a corner sofa in here. This will be where all of our vinyl lives. We'll have a TV on that wall. And then there'll be some sort of guitar set up over here. It's also the room that the boiler's in, but this is a super cool cupboard and we think we could do something really cool with this. I mean, excuse the state of it now, but we envisage that this might be really good for guitar storage. And then above it is our boiler. And it looks out onto a rather tired looking flat roof. And that is fine. As you can see, all the windows need replacing. And we're going to go for triple glaze, but we're going to keep it in the style of the property. At the moment, the windows have this kind of traditional window, and then they've got this secondary glazing, which is very 80s. That's all going to go, and it'll all go back to looking period. But this flat roof is going to be replaced, we're hoping, with a roof with a lantern light in it, and that will give us a lot more light downstairs. So that's really exciting. And we're going to go moody in this room. We're going for a dark blue, so it's going to look pretty cool in here. So that's this room. Then back into the hallway, and across the way is our living room. Now this at the moment is a space with lots of cardboard boxes, more guitars. None of this furniture will be staying. But we used to have this in our living room in Surbiton. It served us really well, but I think some of that unit may go up into Tom's bedroom, and then he's going to change the cupboard doors just to give it a little bit of a refresh. And we'll do something new in here. We'll probably do a really nice TV unit, TV mounted on the wall, a bookcase in that corner, not that armchair, but we will have an armchair here. And then we're going to have a really nice big corner sofa going in here, which will be absolutely lush. And we're going to go for the Vimlay from IKEA, which we sat on several times. We've also looked at Loaf and various other places, but we keep coming back to sofa. It's a really great size. It's in a dark navy blue velvet, and we think it's going to look lush. All of the colours on the walls will change. Artwork is just to kind of make it feel nice at the moment. So I'm going to take you downstairs now. So down we go. So we got all these expansive hallway walls as well. This is all going to be painted black with stair runners, so it'll all be redone. I mean, I don't think this has been done in a hot minute. Also, excuse the state of my nails. So down we go. Now, down here, we have this amazing understairs storage, which at the moment is just full of stuff. But this will become the robot litter tray area for Roxy's toilet, and with enough distance we're going to do her water fountain and her food here, and it would probably also be a place where golf clubs live. So really good kind of space here. Then we've got the downstairs kind of corridor hallway. And here we have a very, very handy cupboard. I can't talk about the technical stuff, but Tom will, but we're doing some sort of mesh for the internet, I don't know, technical stuff that's going to go in here. So we had an electrician friend round yesterday to talk all through that. And then this will be an amazing cupboard with power in it so that we can charge a Dyson and we can just put loads of good stuff away. Then we have a downstairs bathroom, which my future mother-in-law has lovingly cleaned, and I have done a grouting pen on all the horrible bits of grouting, which has made a really big difference behind the taps, and just freshened everything up. This room, for the time being, will just be repainted and hardware changed, but at some point we will completely gut this room and redo the bathroom. The toilet seats are not nice, so we're going to replace them. But at the moment, this isn't really a usable bathroom, but I have just started to put a few bits out. Now, I was always told from an interior design perspective, even if there is a colour that you wouldn't have personally chosen, if you're keeping it in the short term, lean into it. So I wouldn't have chosen this kind of mint green and blue. It's probably not very me. I like the fact that it is tiled though, but what we've done is we've lent into the colourway, and that is the recommendation. If you're not a fan, lean in. So this was all from IKEA, very inexpensive, but matches in beautifully, as were the towels. So this is a short-term fix, just so that it looks at least a bit coordinated. But we've got a good sized bath down here. The intention will always be to have a bath down here, but we'd really like a copper tub. So at some point, and a much nicer flooring. Everything's linoed in this house. So that's that room. Then we've got a really lovely, huge actually, dining room. It's absolutely massive. And we're excited about this. So in the interim, we're going to make the kitchen and this room as nice as we can, without spending a huge amount of money. So it's going to be a paint job. I mean, this colour is disgusting, olive green. Thank you, but no thank you. But we are going to go for that, which I think was called woodland green. It was Dulux. I'll put some details in the description. So this is going to be a feature wall. Let me stand back. This wall is going to be a feature wall in green, and then the colour above it, which is summer linen, is going to go on all other walls, which also is this colour here, slightly warmer than this one, and we want to add some warmth. So lovely big space. At the moment we've got an interim solution dining table. This was from Futon, I believe. It's perfect. So it's got a little bench seat. It's not what we'll have forever in here, but for the time being, it's absolutely perfect. And basically, we're going to have a massive dining table in here that seats 6 either side, or 3 each side, and then 1 at the end. So we'll be able to see 8. But for the time being, this is just perfect. And so we've made a little temporary setup. We're going to use a Billy bookcase. I know the doors are upside down. We're going to use the Billy bookcase in here for the moment, just to store stuff. And so we're doing a lot of interim solution. And I won't go out there because it's freezing, but we've got like a really lovely courtyard garden. It needs some love, but fortunately got the best future mother-in-law in the world, who is an amazing garden designer, and we're going to make that a pretty epic space. And then finally down here, we have our kitchen. Again, not a colour I would have chosen, but we're going to do some very quick and easy updates to this kitchen. So first and foremost, I'm going to change the handles on the cupboard doors. We have lovingly cleaned every cupboard, but this kitchen is tired and needs ripping out. But I'll talk about that in a minute. So we're going to paint all of the walls and give them a fresh colour. We're going for summer linen, which is brighter than what's there at the moment. We're going to get a really nice rug for the kitchen floor. And we're also going to change the tap. And the only reason, I mean, it doesn't visually look bad, but it is really wobbly. I don't know what's happened to it, but it needs changing. So in here, we'll repaint, we'll redo handles, and we'll change the tap. And the intention will also be to have some shelving up here, some open shelving, which we can then store pasta and rice and all of that in. I'm a big fan of a glass jar, so we'll be using some of that. Now, the full intention of this downstairs space is to completely open it out. So again, we will need new windows. These are very old again. We're going to knock down this wall and we're going to create an incredible island that cooks one side, and then on the other side of the kitchen island will be some seating, so that this whole kitchen dining room area becomes one open space. Now, we are going to have to do some structural work because this is definitely a supporting wall. And it is the original wall, as the kitchen was an extension done in the 70s. So we're going to need a supporting bit of steel that goes along the top. But the idea will then be to open this out into a huge kitchen dining room area and completely redo the doors as well. So not cheap, should add value, and doesn't matter even if it doesn't, because we're going to be here a long time and we want to make it right for us. So open kitchen dining room area is the intention. Then, excuse that terrible school light, we're going to open the ceiling up. We're going to replace the flat roof. It needs replacing anyway. And we're actually going to extend up a little bit and create a lantern roof, which will add loads more light into this basement space. So that's the long-term intention. The short-term intention for this floor is decorate it, make it look nice, make it a workable, usable, lovely space with 2 separate rooms that keeps us going for probably the remainder of this year. And then we'll start a big reno on this realistically probably next year. Same with the bathroom, make it good for the time being. And then when we've got a bit more cash flow, rip this bad boy out and create an incredible space. Also, what is this light? It's just horrible. So we'll do some quick fixes in all these rooms. And actually that might be useful for anyone doing a reno that wants some inspiration to do some quick fixes. Okay, so back up the stairs. Here we go. This is the exciting thing about being on 3 floors. So back up to the ground floor level. And now we're going up 1 more. So again, we've got these incredible expansive hallways which need loads more light. And we're going to do some really lovely things. We'll obviously redo all of the banisters, and then the intention would be to do some really nice gallery walls up here. Okay, this is where the magic's happening at the moment. We're doing a lot. So first and foremost is this room, which is incredibly dark, mainly because the light is here. But the room is quite long. This is going to be Tom's study. So the intention being that he will have, and I will have, our own separate workspaces. I think he's going to go a bit moody in here, have a bit of grey on the walls. But this will be completely redone. We have got a huge water tank in here. It's not actually that big, but it takes up a lot of space. The intention might be to get a horizontal tank, if possible, put up in our loft. Hey, Tom.
Hello.
Tom is very busy. I'll show you what he's doing in a minute. And then this is another room. So this is the guest bedroom, which again, it needs a lot of love. It really does. So we will be giving this a complete makeover. But I've just been thinking about this space. So this was a wardrobe, and we don't need it to be. I'm thinking I could do a little reno on this space. There's a lot of mould, but I think basically when we saw this room, it was jam-packed with stuff here, so there was no airflow. So I think that might have been the problem. But we do have a damp and dry rock company coming to have a look. Let me just scan out a little bit. Now I'm thinking, as all girls need, that this would be an amazing dressing table area where I could have shelves and have all my perfumes and my makeup and my hair stuff, and yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So that's my new idea. Having just been in this space working on it today, I suddenly thought this would be the perfect little size just to sit down. I could have a mirror here. Anyway, Tom politely said yes, if that's what you want to do. Okay, so let's close the door. This is then the other bathroom that again definitely needs everything gutting, but for the time being it will suffice. There's nothing that's not working, it's just not very nice. So again, we're going to replace the towel hanger, the toilet roll holder, we'll replace the loo seat. The flooring is not the one, but for the time being we're just going to have a carpet runner here because this will get gutted. Horrible lamp. Again, lent in and got the IKEA range. This comes as a set of 3, and I think it was something like a tenner for the 3 items. And I thought, well, it matches in perfectly. And you'll see as well, I've again got the IKEA green towels. So no money really spent on this at all. But I will swear by the Amazon grouting pens I got. So this was all filthy. It was like brown and black. And I just went round with a grouting pen. Absolute game changer, peeps. Made it look like new. So again, just doing some quick fixes. So I'll stand back so you can appreciate it's just a long corridor bathroom. And then we have a shower here as well. Again, I've done some grouting in here, not a huge amount, but I did all around the mosaic tiles, just cleaned it all up a little bit. We got a new hanger because there was one they left that was just rusting. We will replace this in the short term. In the longer term, we'll do something really nice. We'll have a proper rain shower there. And that's this room. We've got a little heated towel rail. Finally, it's this room, which Tom is starting to pull apart. Now, anyone doing a reno on an old property will come to the realisation that everyone before you has made it really difficult for you to bring things back to good. And we have everywhere in this property this stuck down lino over beautiful natural wooden flooring. We're not sure whether it's safe. We don't know if it's got any asbestos, although everything we've read would say that this would all be black. And so we think it's safe. But we're going to do a proper asbestos test before we continue ripping this up. But this is really hard to get up. So we've been watching lots of YouTube videos. We know we need to use a heat gun and slowly scrape away at it. But our vision originally was to hire a sander, sand back the wooden floors and have lovely natural wooden floors everywhere in the property. That's the dream. Whether we can get there, we're not sure. If not, it will be an engineered wood floor. But this is our bedroom. And this is a really lovely size. We have these terrible fitted wardrobes, which Tom is doing a removal job on at the moment. And again, it looks like there's a bit of damp that's been between the walls, but we'll have to have that checked out. So we're ripping up all the old carpet. Ideally, we want to go back to original wood. We'll have to see what's possible. But this is a really great space. So fitted wardrobes in here. And then we're going to get a super king bed in here with bedside tables either side. Might not have room for anything else, which is why I'm thinking dressing table in the other bedroom. And we have the most incredible outlet. Now, this is not our garden we're overlooking, but we're very happy to overlook it. So it's very picturesque where we live. It really is like quintessential English countryside. Yeah, and we're absolutely stoked to be here. We've just got a lot of work ahead. So, whoops, that is the full house tour.